we just had Rick Caruso on the podcast, and he builds malls.
Caruso.
Rick Caruso.
Oh, whatever there's a vowel at the end of there.
He is the biggest mall guy in California.
That's
All
great.
of his malls fully booked. He says he has a wait list for tenants trying to get in. It is the place of places for malls. We asked him about a place in Santa Monica.
California's a different place, too.
Yeah. We asked him about a place in Santa Monica that just went into foreclosure. And they owed like $100 million on this whole big structure. It's a big 3-story mall, half indoor, half outdoor.
How come Caruso didn't buy it, fill up with tenants?
He said he was offered, but he turned it down because he said they needed to start over. They needed to tear down the entire thing and build what he said was multifamily.
Multifamily? But he's a big shot mall guy. Why can't he fill it up with tenants?
He said the design was flawed.
Yeah, I had to
no one wants to be second, third floor.
Exactly.
Ground floor is where it's at.
If you're in real estate, you can feel the pain when you walk into a mall. When I toured the mall down the block here, you could feel the pain.
I went to a casino in Vegas that has a section that's
you
a mall.
You don't go to casinos. You hate casinos. You hate the strip.
Only if I lose. Only if I lose. There was a show there, so we went for the show. But there's a whole section that was dedicated like mall space, like retail. All empty. And there was only one place, it was like a burger spot on the second floor that was open. Everything else, you just walk by empty stores for like 100 feet, and there's one burger spot at the end. That's it.
I mean, that's where he's going to the burger spot.
No, I think we had to walk through there to get to the parking lot.
Retail is a dangerous game. You got to play it right. Okay, luckily, I'm selling a property, and luckily, you ever heard of Floor and Decor?
No.
Ever heard of Floor and Decor?
Floor and Decor.
Floor and Decor.
Floor and Decor.
Anyway, every homeowner that's fixing up their house goes to Floor and Decor. Okay, for flooring mainly, that's why it's called Floor and Decor. Remodeling, all that. Contractors go there. Anyway, listen, thank God they stores like that. He just renewed a lease with me, and he's got a big lease. I don't know what they pay, hundreds of $1,000s a year. Can you imagine that store went empty? What it would have to do to me?
Yeah.
So anyway, luckily they renewed, and I'm able to sell the property because they have now a nice long contract. Retail is dangerous. You got to know what the you're doing in retail. And the only way you can make money in retail is renting empty space. You know why? You know that the retail space, typically in a retail world, if you buy a retail property, shopping center, mall, whatever the you're buying, the vacant space is free. You get free real estate. Did you know that?
No. They don't assign
free,
any value to it.
Free! Because the real estate is sold to you based on a cap rate.
Mm-hmm.
You're only going to buy the property based on the income it's generating. It's simple. So if it's only generating X amount of dollars and you got all this empty land, just space ain't worth. That's how you make money in real estate. Because you come in now and you rent the empty space out. Instant equity. Instantly. My son took a empty bank. They sat empty for 5 years with the guy I bought it from.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to rent this bank. Amongst a bunch of stores. Comes in. That didn't work, that bank, that size, for that market. Threw a wall down the middle. Instead of 4,000, now it's 2,000s. He rented them like that. And one side had a drive-through, and he put a smoothie in there. That's how you make money in retail. The only way I've ever seen anybody make money in retail. The leases are for many, many years, especially for the big corporate tenants. You may not get no increase for who knows how many years, and they're very small. All right, the money is in renting the empty space, but you got to have the balls to come out there and either reconfigure it, come up with a new plan, or be able to have the ability to find a tenant. But you get real estate for free.
Are you still learning new things about real estate investing?
I mean, you learn every day. You're always learning. Me and my son always say to ourselves, man, we didn't know that. Especially when you deal with corporate. When you deal with corporate, oh my God, thank God for AI now. I'll tell you the honest truth. My son, he relies on AI. You can tell AI to do a lot of when it comes to these contracts, and it helps a lot.
How so? Do you put the contract in there?
You don't need a lawyer now. Now he does something with the contract. He feeds it to AI, whatever, and he sits there and asks all these questions that he has about the contract, and the thing spits all the answers out. And now when he goes to my lawyer to change the contract, my lawyer ain't got no work to do. AI did it all for him. Lawyers are going to be in trouble. But anyway, what was your question anyway?
Still expanding your knowledge in real estate.
I mean, we learn every day. I don't think a day goes by where I don't learn stuff. Every deal is still learning new stuff, especially the corporate stuff. When you're dealing with big shot corporations, they got every trick in the book.
What are some of the main things that you've taken away from working with corporations?
Like, what are the tricks?
Listen, they got all kinds of stuff, rules in their contracts that make your head spin. You can't, if you have out parcels on your property you want to build out, they have a view clause. You can't block their view. Me and my son didn't know that. He had to move a building that he was building.
Wow.
Because can't block their view. He was like a foot into their view. He had to redesign the whole plans and have everything redone with the engineer and move the whole building over.
Why would a company insert that into?
Because they want to protect their business. They want to make sure people driving by. It's all about traffic.
Oh, so they had only
people
sold
drive by. They want to be able to see that store all the way back there, thousands of feet away at the end of the shopping center.
So they had only sold you the out parcel.
I own the out parcel.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So like they had the shopping center, you only had the out parcel or whatever it was.
I own the whole place. So then I am my tenant. I got a place. Here's a
corporate
square.
tenant.
Oh,
I got all kinds of tenants here,
for the
shops,
tenants.
stores, whatever. Then I want
Interesting.
to add an out parcel in the front.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
But blocking
And
the
I got
view
permission
now
to do
of-
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We cut out that piece. We throw up a building. We rent it out. We make money. That's what developers do. So anyway, there was things we learn every day. I've heard all kinds of things, that surprised me, and they're so smart. I mean,
Now, really quick, I just want to say that we've been traveling a lot to bring you these guests here on the Iced Coffee Hour. And if you've traveled recently, you know what happens when you start packing your bags. Clothes get way bulkier than they should be, and it's a lot more stressful than it needs to be. That's why our sponsor, Exter, really surprised me with their Travel Pack Vacuum Kit. It's designed to help you pack smarter, save space, and stay organized without overthinking it.
The Extra Travel Pack comes with compression bags and a compact rechargeable vacuum that lets you shrink your clothes down to a fraction of the size. With that, you can keep way more all in the same bag while keeping everything protected from spills, odors, and wrinkles. It's honestly wild how much space it frees up. You can turn just a small backpack into a full-on weekend bag with no checked luggage or rolling carry-on.
And just like everything Extra makes, their build quality is phenomenal. The materials feel premium, it's easy to use, and it actually makes travel way more enjoyable than it used to be.
Exter also designed their travel pack to work seamlessly with their backpacks and organizers, so everything stays clean, compact, and super easy to access when you're on the move. And right now is the best time to try it because Exter is having a massive sale from January 29th to February 25th with up to 45% off. Plus, when you use the code ICED, you get an additional 10% off existing offers for up to 55% off. Just go to partner.exter.com/iced for the offer or click the link down below in the description. There's also a QR code. Hopefully right about here you can scan that. Once again, that is partner.exter.com/iced. Thank you so much to Exter for sponsoring the episode.